Put it all together here. For a first-year starter, he's in the conversation with Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray. How do you look at those players today? Baby, how you doing, Big Sills? Welcome aboard the National Football Team. Oh, yes, I watched the Howie, Roseman, and Nick Sirianni press conference today. By the way, right out of the gate here, okay? Just so you know that I'm not sitting around being a jag-off here, let me throw something at you here. Talking to Nick Sirianni this morning. Yeah. Talking to Nick here. Right there, baby. Wants to come on the program. We're going to get Nick Sirianni on. Big Sills is big game hunting and all for us. So we're going to get his ass on. And we'll ask him the questions that he needs to be asked. Okay? I thought the press conference today was this. I thought they told the media exactly what they wanted to hear. Okay? When hard pressed, and I'm paraphrasing here, Howie Roseman was asked, is Jalen Hurts going to be the starting quarterback in 2022? Yes. Then another guy asked a question in a follow-up, and he goes, not to, continue the point here, but so you're sold he's the guy. Are you still going to evaluate the position? And with some of these big-name free agents that are supposedly out there, are you going to look at them? Hey, we evaluate every position. So on one hand, you said that Jalen was your guy, but really in another sense, you went like this. Hey, man, yeah, we're going to look at evaluating everything. Sirianni answered the same thing. He basically said it like this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to evaluate all the coaches. I guess they're going through the coaches' meetings now, and they'll have the big meeting with the owner in the next couple days, Sirianni. So, I like the presser in one aspect. They were committed to Jalen Hurts publicly, right out of the gate. They were not with Carson Wentz last year. Hell, Indianapolis is not with Carson Wentz this year. All right, let's get it going here. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. And I'm going to do something here today that I want to put everything in context with folks. So after listening to the Eagles press conference today, I came to the conclusion, I think today, on January 19th, I do believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are comfortable going into 2022 with Jalen Hurts. I really do. I think they're comfortable right now, unless something shiny and a better lure comes, in the pond. Maybe they'll chase that at Deshaun Watson, a Jimmy Garoppolo, something like that. I think they're comfortable going into 2022. Okay? Hey, Kyle, thank you. That's a new mantra on the show. Big Sills, you suck. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, by the way, my boy Xander sent me a clip, man. We're very proud of that. Big Sills, you suck. Thank you. I want to do something here today. By the way, Anthony Beck, bottom of the hour, Buccaneers and Rams. Anthony played 12 years in the NFL. I want to get his sense of what he thinks of Jalen Hurts. He's on the broadcast team for the Buccaneers. We'll talk a little Rams and Bucs this weekend, but I also want to get his thoughts on what he saw with the Eagles. And I'll have Anthony Beck. That'll be at the bottom of the hour. Okay? I want to make some comparisons to you. I picked a couple quarterbacks in their first year starting. Some of these guys basically had the Jalen Hurts start to their career. They played a couple games in their first year. Then the next year, in their second year as an NFL player, they got the bulk of the work. 15 games, 16 games, what have you, 17 games this year, obviously. And I want to make a comparison with Jalen Hurts to some of the star quarterbacks in the game, and you tell me what you think, okay? Here's Michael Vick's first year as a true starter. 29-36 in passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 54.9 completion percentage, 777 in rushing yards and 8 touchdowns with an 81.6 quarterback rating. This is a crazy one here. Lamar Jackson in his first full year starting. Remember, he played a couple games in his rookie season taking over for Joe Flacco. The next year was 31-27 in passing yards, 36 touchdown passes. He led the league. 9 picks, 66-1 in completion percentage, 12.06 in rushing, which is an NFL record. 7 rushing touchdowns and 83 QBR. Phenomenal season. Your first year starting, insane year. Here's Josh Allen in his first year starting. 3,089 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 picks, 58.8 in completion percentage. 631 in rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. Josh Allen's quarterback rating, you want to know what it was? 49.4. That is awful. So if you were in Buffalo in Josh Allen's first year starting, he didn't even have a 50 quarterback rating? Surely you were doing this. Can this guy get better? Then he made that giant leap in year 3, and we're all now going, he's closed the gap with Patrick Mahomes. He got better. Then I threw in Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray had a pretty good first year starting. 37-82, 20 touchdowns, 12 picks, 64.4 completion percentage, 544 rushing, 4 touchdowns. But here was something that was also kind of shocking. 57.7 quarterback rating. Now here's Jalen's numbers. 31-44 passing. That was better than Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Michael Vick. Let me say it again to you. He had better passing yards in his first full year starting than Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Michael Vick. Okay, well, that's got to be an anomaly. Jalen had 16 touchdown passes. He tied Michael Vick. Josh Allen had 20. Murray had 20. And as I said, Lamar had an insane season with 36. He had 9 interceptions. It was better than Kyler Murray. Just as good as Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and Michael Vick. Okay, so he's in the conversation. Completion percentage, 61.3. It's better than Michael Vick, Josh Allen. Kind of crazy. 784. And I picked these guys because of style. They run the ball. There's RPOs. That's why I picked these quarterbacks. 784 in rushing. Better than Kyler Murray. Better than Josh Allen. And better than Michael Vick. 10 touchdown rushing. Better than Vick, Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray. This has got to be crazy. Wait a minute. No, Everett. I'm not an apologist. I'm reading statistics here. QBR. Jalen Hurts was 87-2. Better than Vick, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray. So he had a better rookie year than Michael Vick. He had a better rookie year than Josh Allen. Josh Allen's in the divisional round, and people are picking the Bills to beat the Chiefs this weekend. My point is this. Can you win a Super Bowl with him? What's the ceiling with Jalen Hurts? More passing yards than Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. As many touchdown passes as Michael Vick. His QBR is better than Vick, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray in their first year starting. The only guy to have a better rushing season of these men that I mentioned was Lamar Jackson. His completion percentage was better than Vick, Allen. You put it all together here. For a first-year starter, he's in the conversation with Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray. How do you look at those players today? I look at Michael Vick as one of the greatest players to ever play the position when it comes to his skill set, running the ball, RPOs. Lamar Jackson, he's going to sign a $45 million a year contract in Baltimore. Josh Allen just signed a $40 million deal. Kyler Murray's going to get a $40 million deal. Howie said today that they were impressed with what he did this year, and they're going to move forward. He's comparable to these men here. I ask you, are you comfortable with a guy who's in the conversation with Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray? Boy, guys, he's right there. All right, I'm going to open it up here because when I looked at these numbers, I had to relook him up because I was stunned that he was this close to them. Jeff says Howie always lies. This is how we do it. If you guys have already posted something, just repost it. It's all good. Do me a favor. Smash the like button here. Denzel says, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find any people who would take Herbert over Hurts. I really don't see much difference. Denzel, Justin Herbert is a drop-back, seven-step guy. Completely different skill set. Completely different. I do believe also, Denzel, that you have to win from the pocket. But these men right here are star quarterbacks in the league. Easy Money says Josh Allen throws TDs every game. Big Chris says, guess people are happy with being a 500 team. There's a thought process to this. Funny, Xander and I were just saying, hey, man, they've been pimping average in Philadelphia sports for the last 25 years. And the fans eat it. I find that hard to believe, but I'm going to take a guy who was born and raised in Philly and is in the media like my boy Xander. Okay? I'm going to take his word on it here. You know, I'm up 30,000 feet, and now I'm starting to look you guys in the eye here. Don't tell me you root for 500. Nobody likes to be freaking average. Wick says I'd rather have Hurts than draft a quarterback. 23-1, Josh Allen was horrible quarterbacking his first 2 years out. He was. I mean, look at this. Josh Allen had a 49.4 quarterback rating. Do you know how incompetent that is? Dave, what's up, brother? Andrew says you forgot one stat. 0 Super Bowls. It's true. Every one of those guys. That's why, to me, a drop back. But do you guys know how hard it is to find a true drop back guy that can go out? Bro, if you got Tom Brady wrong and Joe Montana wrong and Russell Wilson wrong, what makes you think it's easy to find those drop back guys? Teams missed on Tom Brady 6 times. The Patriots missed on Tom Brady 5 times. Teams missed on Joe Montana 3 times. The Niners 2 times. I think you're under some illusion finding one of these guys is as easy as picking an apple off the tree. You're wrong. Watson is more of a drop back. Paul says, I hear Jalen Hurts' mom watches the show. I wonder what her take is. Well, if you look at what I've just read, you guys, you would have to think that he's in the conversation. I think the big question has to be, what's the upside? You know? What's the upside you think Jalen Hurts has? Look at this, guys. Can I show you something? Oh, I can't. I'm going to read you what Frank Reich just said. Thanks, Dan. Rough ending. But watch what happens next year. I can't do that because it would show you his phone number. But Frank just sent a text. So here's my cell phone. Frank Reich, Nick Sirianni. And there's my guest, Anthony Beck, at the bottom of the hour. That's what I do here. That's really nice of Frank. I'm trying to work on a project with Frank here on JAKIB Media, so we're trying to work this in. So trying to get him to do something here for us, but love Frank Wright. Hurts can pass, but the Bucs dared him. I get it, dude. Hey, by the way, Josh Allen had a shitty first year starting. Dude, when you got a 49.4 quarterback rating, you know what that means? Do you know what that means? That means you couldn't find a open receiver either. X, thank you, big man. I appreciate it. Chalk it up, Sports Philly. Thanks, Dan. People want to act like these top-tier quarterbacks are so easy to find. Look at, you guys mentioned Justin Herbert. They were shitting all over him when he came out of Oregon. They weren't talking about him like that. By the way, you think people were talking about Patrick Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech? Texas Tech, it's not like he was at some top-tier program like the Longhorns. Dude, exactly, man. Drafting a quarterback is not a science. I think it's more luck and getting it right. Looking at the intangibles, seeing how smart he is. Okay? I think all those statistics, like you remember last year in the draft, and people even on my network were doing this. Well, Justin Fields runs a 4.4. I went, who gives a shit? What's that got to do with quarterbacking? I don't care if he runs a 4.4. That's got nothing to do with his ability to play the position. Zero. I don't care. Okay? Andrew, thank you, man. Big Chris says scouts were all over Mahomes. Really? What pick did he go? Was he the number one overall pick? I don't think so. The Chiefs traded up to get his ass. Hey, help me out here. Was Mahomes a top 10 guy? Birdman, I'm with you, man. What's the ceiling on Jalen? Jalen had a better year than Michael Vick in his first year starting, Josh Allen in his first year starting. Had more passing yards than Lamar Jackson. And that was an MVP season for Lamar. Okay? It was an MVP season. Sanders says Mahomes was 10th overall. So 9 teams passed on his ass? Wait a minute. Deshaun was 12th overall? Bro, these guys are spectacular players. Okay? These are spectacular players. You go Baker Mayfield was taken number 1 overall. Tim Couch was taken number 1 overall. I can name you a plethora of guys who go. What was that dude? Brandon Weeden was a first-round draft choice. Do you even remember who he is? Ryan Tannehill was a big-time draft choice. I think maybe Tannehill was even taken higher than what Mahomes and what Watson were taken. Right? Achilles Smith. Remember that guy? By the way, I'm not going to talk too much shit on him. I'm friends with him. Andy Reid has had some great quarterbacks, Wick says. Yeah, and Andy Reid's got 1 Super Bowl to his name. You know who Andy Reid is? Andy Reid is the Aaron Rodgers of NFL coaches. How many conference championship games has that guy been? and shit the bed. Now he's got a quarterback that he's learned a lot from his past mistakes, and I think he's a better coach at Kansas City than he ever was in Philly. Okay? I do. I think he's better today. But look at all the conference championship games that he's been in, or title games, and he shit the bed. Jamarcus Russell likes that drink, don't he? Give me that great. Little NyQuil and, little fun juice. That's a pink poontang. Yes, North Dallas 40, in case some of you are asking. Vasily, thank you, my friend. You ever had a pink poontang? That's Jamarcus Russell, dog. You ever had a pink poontang? Greg says, how long do you give Hurts to learn to go through the progressions with wide receivers? Hey, Vince Young was actually 31-19 as a starting quarterback, and you had the greatness of Jeff Fisher, who actually didn't he cut Case Keenum and Nick Foles when they both in St. Louis? Jeff Fisher couldn't pick a quarterback, let alone pick his nose. Rashad says Vince Young sucked. I don't know. He was the NFL Rookie of the Year. Chalk it up, Sports Philly. People act like it's a crime to let Hurts play out his rookie year, his rookie contract. It gives him time to reload the roster. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. By the way, I've got the quarterbacks that I've listed, too, that are coming out of college because you guys have been banging on that. Vasily says, Sills, you see Mel Kiper's mock draft? Vasily, let me give you a little insight here on Mel Kiper, if I may. Mel Kiper goes to the highest bidder. Don't really trust too much what he says. Okay? He had a deal with a guy by the name of Gary Wickard, who since has passed away. He's a former agent. And what Gary Wickard, who was being investigated by the FBI, what he would do is, and by the way, Google it in case you think Big Sills is making it up. What he would do is he would donate to Mel Kiper's website. And what would that mean? Mel would never manipulate the first 2 rounds. But after that, instead of a guy being a 5th rounder, Mel would pump the guy up to be a 3rd rounder. And of course, those guys were Gary Wickard's guys. And so the money would go onto the website. They were running some scheme. Nobody ever says anything about that. And he's still on ESPN, and he uses his platform. Now, I bet he's calmed that down since Gary Wickard has died. But Mel Kiper went to the highest bidder for years. And his buddy, Gary Wickard. Gary Wickard passing away, he's lucky. Because I think Mel Kiper would have been indicted. That's right, 23-1. In my business, it's called payola. Okay? Oh, by the way, Smile, I'm not saying he doesn't have great insight on the particular players, but he'll pump a kid up for a particular agent who donates to his website or his newsletter. That's right, Big Chris. Guy's another snake oil salesman. He uses his platform. Why wouldn't he? He's on once a year, basically. Chalk it up, Sports Philly. Hey, Gary Wickard is sleeping with the Vince Fosters of the year. Okay? You know what I mean, right? Gary Wickard is with Vince Foster. Yeah, why do you think Kiper's had bad picks over the years? Because he pumped him up for some of his agent buddies. Come on, man. Always follow the money. Always follow the money. I've got a bunch of lists here today. I've got the top free agent quarterbacks that I think will be legitimately on the market. The quarterbacks as well. But this weekend, it's Bucks and Rams. Guys, I want to do this. I'm going to ask my friend Anthony Beck what he thought of Jalen Hurts and the whole game plan of the Eagles against the Buccaneers. My friend Anthony Beck played for the Buccaneers, played with the Jets, I believe, as well, played 12 years in the National Football League. He's part of the broadcast team for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's going to join us in a couple minutes. We're going to get to all your thoughts. I want you to still think about this. What's the upside of Jalen Hurts? I read you all these numbers. Had a better first year than Vic. Hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.